as we're allowing the breath to go deep and full, our intention today is nice and simple. As you're laying here, we're noticing how much of a support this is for our body. It's like every little acupressure point on the backside of our system is being gently activated right now. And so in that way, by giving us like this big embrace, this big hug, we're feeling so supported and just kind of gently energized. So imagine just like the fabric is giving us a big hug right now to support us. Imagine by us feeling supported, we're then able to turn around outward and support others also in all the things that they're going through. And so just this overall idea of, big hugs and supports. That's our idea that we'll keep in the back of the mind today. So with that, to help get us started, let's take those initial stretches for our body. Let's take our right knee into the chest. Give it a good hug for a moment. It's like we're trying to see how deeply that right knee can come inward. And when you're ready, let's begin to stretch the right leg all the way up to the sky. Like that first stretch of the day, sometimes those ones are the tightest. And if you are able to grab onto the toes, maybe you even try to push the toes into the hand so that for just a moment, we're kind of pulling that shoulder forward into a little stretch. Supporting shoulders, supporting hamstrings. Nice inhale. And exhale. Let's hook the right heel over on the back left part, that part by our ear. Hook it and then slide the shin in to get that good hip opener. Loving our body so much. You're taking another really good inhale. Exhale, start to free up this leg. Maybe give it another stretch up to the sky or push the toes into the fingers for the shoulder stretch. And then drop it all the way down. Second side, left knee in. Give it a hug. A couple of ankle rolls might be nice. And starting to stretch the leg up. Only if you're grabbing onto toes, maybe you do that same thing, getting into the shoulder by jutting the toes into the hand. Another good inhale. Exhale, hook the heel, let's slide the shin in. Huge hip opener. Give me another really good inhale. Exhale, the leg goes back up. Maybe grab onto the toes so you can pull that shoulder into a stretch. Then releasing that foot down, leave the legs inside the fabric. Hands grab onto the back end to help us sit up. And let's take a little back bend. So fabric down to the waist. And then as we lean back, grab onto the end of the fabric again. And just continue to slide the fabric down, taking a nice back bend. You choose how far we go, you choose how long you stay. At some point when you're ready to come back up, you'll stretch over your two straight legs, but don't feel rushed into it if that's the perfect opening for your spine right now. perhaps rising up if you're still upside down. Know that in this forward fold, the knees can be bent. Sometimes that's how the low back needs us to be. Sometimes I work it a little bit straighter to get those muscles pulling just a little bit deeper. Either way, let's grab the right hand to the outside of left foot or outside of left shin area. And then left hand reaches one time all the way up to the sky. And bring that arm all the way to the back wall. Just pause for a moment, opening that shoulder. And then bring the hand forward and drop it down. So now left hand to the outside of right foot or leg, right hand up to the sky, and opening back. That shoulder opening. Good rotation for the spine also. And return all the way forward. Take one more breath here, right in the center. Good deep inhale into the belly. Nice exhale. And kicking the feet free off the front. Let's go in toward our spinal hang. So thumbs on the back end. Takes the fabric to the back side of the pant line. And then legs wide so we won't fall out. And then wrap the legs. Once we've got the wrap, let your spine drop. So you're going on the inside, go wider. That's it. Good. If there's little things you want to do for arms or shoulders, you can take lots of shoulder stretches here, such as crossing an arm over the chest or clasping hands behind your back. That's fine. Sometimes I'll walk my hands around kind of in a circle to help twist my spine. So if that feels good, or just any other things that feel nice for the body. Like, how can the body be our support right here? Grab right where you're grabbing, and then just unwind the feet and let them out. You come out before others, you can stay out or you can come back in after you give yourself a little break. It's really up to you, whatever feels nice. Those that are still upside down, if you know that your body needs more time, you can always take it, that's fine. Those of us that have started to head out, we'll give our neck just a couple of easy little stretches. Rolling the right ear closer to the right shoulder. And left to left. Maybe another time to each side. Again, if you're still hanging, that's okay, that's fine. If those of us that are up, if we're ready to move on, we're gonna go ahead and come all the way out to standing. So grip onto the fabric, lift the hips right up and out. And then let's take a couple of circles. So leave the fabrics right over the shoulders like this, like a little backpack. And then we'll circle the hands above the head and around. That was once. I usually like to go twice before I grip on. And then from here, letting my hips just hang back, it pulls my spine into a nice stretch. So from here, we can start circling hips to one side, maybe pause through the side, arch forward. Yeah, usually if you put your feet right under plumb line, actually, you're a little bit further back right now. There you go. That'll work out really nice. So some people go super slow, some people go really fast. It's just whatever you like, and keep on going until your hands need a break, and then you'll take a little break, right? And just bringing up the hands, standing on your own 2 feet. Whenever you've had a break, you're welcome to take circles to the second direction. Keep on going until you need that second break, and then you can free your hands all the way out. Beautiful. So when you're satisfied, let's take the fabric out in front of us. We can shake our hands for a moment. Okay, and we're gonna grip on mostly with kind of our thumb area, so it's not like a full grip, it's just kind of giving the rest of our hands a break for a moment. We're bending at a 90-degree angle in the waist. So just go forward. Get another good breath in and out right here. And then we'll start to take our left foot under our body weight. Right leg kicks back behind us, warrior 3. Every time, let's take that right knee to the nose and kick it right back, warrior 3. 2, and back. 1, and back. And then step that right foot about 1.5 to 2 feet in front of the left foot. We got 2 straight legs. So then lean halfway forward. Nice, easy pyramid. Rotate on your heels so your toes point toward the left long edge of the mat. Take that nice half lean to this side. Rotate on the heels, pointing forward. Bend the right elbow to point down to the ground, and then left arm continues to travel over to that right edge. Good. When we go back forward, bend the front knee, rise the spine up. And then we're stepping this front foot to be next to the back foot. If the fingers need to wiggle before the second side, that's okay, give it a little break. And then we'll take that nice 90-degree angle, bending at the waist. Another full breath cycle here. Right foot under our body weight, left leg kicks back, warrior 3. Left knee to the nose, and kick it back. Repeating 2, and 1, and step that left foot in front of the right, and start to lean forward. Nice half pyramid. Rotate on the heels. Those are pointing toward that right long edge. Rotate on heels, pointing forward. And then bending left elbow to the ground. This right arm continues to travel over to that left side just a little bit. Good. Return forward, slight bend to the knee. Let's rise up and slide the foot back. And let's take a nice hip hang. So fabric right up to the hips. You can lean forward to take the slack out. And then free out the thumbs to the floor. We'll need to take several steps back to bring us under plumb line. This can either be like a downward facing dog, pushing hands and feet into the earth if the massage or crucifix is pretty intense. Otherwise, hip hang is fine. Toes lifting, maybe hugging around the shins. We'll wait a bit longer for those that are still enjoying this. Any that are about ready to come out, you'll drop your toes down, walk forward, and just slowly roll your head up. As soon as your head's up, you'll flip the fabric to be behind you and just lean into it for a nice recovery pose. Yeah, those that are still upside down, just feel free, no rush. Just enjoy it for a little while others recover. And again, if you're still upside down and your body knows that that's what you need to do to take care of yourself, that's fine. If in your recovery, your head's like, okay, I think I'm safe to move on, then you'll just walk yourself backwards until you're standing up on your own. We'll free the fabric out in front of us. Beautiful. So we'll start to head to some nice little leg stretches. So let's take our right ankle inside. I usually make sure I'm not standing too far behind plumb line, just at like 2 or 3 inches. And then with that right foot inside, take your first big stretch for the hamstring. So maybe we're sliding our hands down, getting our heart closer to that thigh. Or maybe sliding hands up to do more of a split forward. Whatever the muscles feel like they can handle at this point in class. Beautiful. Rising up, we'll do a twisted triangle. So your left hand is grabbing on your right strand and sliding down. The right hand is also on that right strand, trying to slide up to a little rotation of the side. Good. Rising up. And then we'll switch sides to taking an open triangle pose. The toes on the ground can turn open to that left long edge. And then right hand slides down the left strand and left hand slides up. So with this open triangle, if you want to head toward the splits, you can also do that here, but don't feel like you have to. Good, heading back, grip on each side, face forward. We're gonna slide our arch of the foot to gather the fabric. And then also take your right thigh inside the fabric. So it's like holding onto that right edge. So from here, left hand grabs the left heel and pulls it up so that the shin is becoming more and more close to parallel with the floor. If your knee doesn't like being parallel, don't force it to go that far. You don't have to. Just choose to lift it however high feels okay. And then once we're there, one hand on each side, and literally just leaning forward 2 or 3 inches gets us so deep into the hip. Good. So heading back, we're going to free out the thigh so that this foot takes over the bottom of the fabric again. And then from here, we're gonna come up to stand for a tree pose inside. So hands slide up, grab on, and then try to rise with control so you're not gonna be swinging like crazy. Try to rise as slowly as you can, and then left thigh wraps around from the back side. Good, once it's wrapped around, left shoulder has to go forward. So first get the left elbow, and then squeeze all the way to the left shoulder forward. It's the funky side. It feels like it shouldn't get there, but that's the one. Good, so as soon as that shoulder's there, maybe the foot can go higher. Then hands are safe to be at the heart. That foot is what we're really getting into here. Trying to give that foot some love. Like giving it a big hug. We're like, hello foot, I know you do so much. Let me give you another breath or two. Good, so maybe one more deep breath in. Exhale. Our right hand grabs on for safety. Left hand grabs on as soon as it can, trying to bring that shoulder back. And then turn into a flamingo. The left knee is now on the inside. The right knee is gonna match the flamingo. And then we're going to kneel down into the fabric. Good, so little wiggles for the toes if you need. It's okay. If you drop all the way down, just come into kneel on both. Kneel on one foot and then pop the other one up to kneel on it also. You got it. Oh, so close, so close. I know it's a funky one. Yeah. You got it. You could try the standing inside again. For those of us that are here, tilt the knees forward, and then you're gonna take a little back bend, so it's like a quad stretch. So if you wanna try the standing again, go ahead and maybe try one foot standing. You're like so close. It's all good, it's a funky one, so. Just kind of lean forward and you'll get a little shin massage. So like the one knee and then kind of lean back. That'll be fine. Good, so another inhale. Exhale, head up. Let's try to come out as slow and controlled as possible. So hands reach up. Our shins are gonna push into the fabric to bring us up to our hands, and then try to slowly lower down, like a negative. Work. Once we're here, left leg inside, long leg. Remember, not too far back. Usually the further back it is, the more I have to kind of fight to keep my balance. So I'm gazing up, it's like my head is like 2 inches or so right behind it. So from here, either splits forward by sliding hands up, or just slide hands down and take the heart down closer to the thigh. Really good stretch either way. Okay, torso starts to rise. You're gonna take the twisted triangle. So we're gripping on the left side. Right hand goes down, left hand goes up. You've got a nice rotation for the spine. And unwind. Switching sides, this one's the open triangle, so turn the toes on the ground to the long right edge, and then left hand down, right hand up. You choose if you also go to splits, or if you just take a nice stretch right where you're at. Good, rising up, grip one hand on each side, rotate back forward. The foot takes, the arch of the foot takes the middle of the fabric, and then this first one is that hip one, so the thigh also comes into the fabric. And then we grab that right, or the left heel, pull it up until we're either parallel or as much as the knee's happy with. Once we're there, one hand is on each side again. And that literally 2-3 inches releasing forward is such a good hip opener. Good. So our weight is over our leg. We free out the thigh, the foot takes the bottom of the fabric again. We try to do that slow, controlled rise up. So slide the hands up, grip on, and then try to minimize the rocking, coming up with nice control. So then right thigh wraps around through the back end. And then right shoulder. Feels funky, but it's the right shoulder that needs to go forward. Once we're there, we can take the foot higher up to our thigh maybe. Or maybe just hands at heart balancing. Let's breathe into this foot. Sometimes you feel that, oh, this was my tried one, or sometimes that was the first one or whatever. Yeah, if you ever need to come out to give your left foot a break, there's nothing wrong with that. Doing okay. Try to go 2 or maybe 3 good deep breaths into the foot. Good inhale. Exhale, left hand grabs on for safety. Right grabs on as soon as it can. And then flamingo. Right thigh comes like a bent knee shape. And then we grab on. The other foot needs to flip so that we can lower down onto the ankles. And it's okay, just do the best you can. Yeah. Okay, so if you made it, knees tilt forward, and then take that nice back bend. For me, this is mostly about how I feel the quads stretching. So you can be focused about the spine going back, that's okay. Or you can mostly be about, oh, drop those knees down and get those quads stretching for us. Good. Another inhale. Exhale, coming up. If you can, try to do the negative. So gripping up high. Use your leg strength to bring you up to your hands. And then try to slowly go back down. Good work. Okay, let's roll our feet for a moment. Give some love to each side. Good. So this next inversion either tends to be people's favorite or people's least favorite. So don't feel like you have to go all the way, especially if it's super intense on you today. But the way we get into it is from the side of, she's the least favorite. It's all good. You don't have to go the whole way. So you take the side of one foot in. And kind of like the tree pose, our legs are behind rather than in front of the fabric. So it's behind, the knees swiveling open. When I grip up high, I'm trying to get the other foot next to this first one inside. So my knees bent behind. It's like I'm a little frog. Good. If you get this far, you get shoulders through both of them. And this is a good stopping spot right here. You don't have to go further. This is the easiest way to get out. If you're going to the full inversion, good. Got you the other one through also? Good. So if you're going to the full inversion, I usually like to grip up as high as I can, close to my armpits, so I don't get my thumb stuck. So grip up nice and high. And then I'm taking the fabric off of my hip bones and then lowering all the way down into a nice kind of like cobbler's pose inversion. So it's got a hip opener, it's got a nice ankle massage, got multiple things all together. Good. You don't have to go to the inversion. If you're going to usually grip your hands by your armpits instead of your hips. Otherwise, sometimes fingers get stuck right here. Yeah, that's it. Yep. You don't have to go down if that's where you're comfortable today. Our little hip openers on the ground are perfectly welcome. So do we have any favorites? This one's like, I love this one. Anybody? Oh yeah, got you. I love this one. You're on the ground doing stretches. You could also do one leg at a time. Opening and then feel that hip stretch. Take some time there. So copy me. Grab your hands behind you. And bend your elbows to come up. Good. That's it. Give your head a break for a moment before you go further. Yeah, sometimes in your head when you pop up, it needs a moment to orient itself. And only when you want to head out from there, just safety. So one hand at a time through. You'll straighten your legs and then drop one foot down and then the other. And then take your little recovery. So we've got a couple people hanging, so we'll give you guys another couple of breaths, maybe 4 or 5 good rounds. And if you're still kind of starting to head out, you still need some recovery time. Remember, you can always just hang back for a little while longer. There's no rush. This is really about you listening to your system, knowing for that moment when it's like, okay, things are safe. I think I'm good. Everything's safe. So when you reach that point, you'll kind of let me know that you're good by coming up to stand. Good, and we'll take the fabric out in front of us when we get to that point. Okay, let's do some more goodies. So let's take our right thigh inside. Again, we're not standing too far back up plumb line, just that couple of inches with our head. Let's take our flat hands high, thumbs head around. Let's take our lunge forward, warrior one. Then grabbing onto the left side, rotate open to warrior two. Maybe arms open also, but you don't have to, you can keep the grip on. Maybe extended side angle, front elbow to front thigh, or even sliding down closer to that shoulder. The other hand can be on the fabric or extending to a nice long angle forward toward nearer side. Cool. Grip on for safety, torso rises. Let's take our weight over our standing leg so we can slip down to ankle. Triangle again, so right hand down, left hand up. Either stay or sink weight a little bit deeper. And weight over standing leg. We're turning around here, so this knee needs to kind of rotate down so that you can catch your ankle, and then you're facing away from me. So turn, take it back down to your ankle. Turn toward the side of, nope, you're turning toward front door, you're turning toward the back door. Yep, and then just face the back wall. Nope, go through the other way. Yep, there you go, perfect. So we're all facing here. Let's take another quad stretch. So just lean your weight backwards into the fabric until that quad starts speaking to us. Weight over standing leg. Dancer's pose, I usually slide my hands closer to the shoulders, engage my elbows to point to the back wall, and then when I lean forward, I can kick my foot into the fabric to create the lift. Good. Easing out of it. From here, wait until you have balance. When you have balance, hands are gonna drop down to the floor, legs will straighten, and then walk backwards into the splits. Try to let both legs go as straight as possible, and you're walking backwards, so your hands are even behind your toes. Good. Good work. Now walk your hands to that back of the mat. Let this, you can take like a little core variation if you want to, stepping into the fabric or a plank, or maybe piking hips up and flat. But at any point when you're satisfied with core stuff, you'll let that left knee drop down into pigeon pose and just lower down to elephants. We're starting to take the leg out. Maybe we do a little recovery through a child pose. Or maybe we take it up to downward facing dog for a moment, whatever feels helpful. Take maybe 3 or 4 breaths to just recover. Then eventually we'll head up to stand for the second side. No rush though. Okay, so once we're up, left thigh inside. Little hop forward if you're too far back. And then start to sink your weight forward, warrior one. Grabbing on the right side, rotate the toes open, warrior two. Okay, take a moment and then let the breath there and then go. So just be like one pose back. Maybe extended side angle. The front elbow can rest down, or maybe the shoulder. The other hand can stay on the fabric or extend. Working on. We have safety to come up. Weight over the standing leg, slip down to the ankle. And triangle, left hand down, right hand up. And weight over standing leg. Our knee needs to start rotating down. We turn toward the front door side to be caught all the way behind. That's it. And then just face the back wall. That's it. So once you're there, quad stretch, just lean backwards into the fabric. And take your weight over your standing leg. Dancer's pose, hands slide closer to the shoulders, and then squeeze the elbows together, pointing them toward the back wall. And then we'll start to lean forward, kicking the foot into the fabric for the lift. And raising up. Wait until you have balance, and then both hands to the floor. Both legs straightening. Walk your hands backwards past the feet. Good. Walking hands to the other end of the mat. Maybe a core movement. Stepping feet in. This time maybe bend knees and straighten out. At any point that you want to come down, you can leave the left leg in, right foot to ground, pigeons. If you're ready to head that leg out, take a recovery for a moment. Child pose, down dog. Couple of breaths. Let me know if you're doing good by coming up to stand. No rush. Good. So you're gonna come up to the top part of your fabric. So your back would be to the mirror. And then you're grabbing the front end, you're raising it out left and right. And then continuing to face the fabric like this, just kind of let your fingers glide you to about halfway up the fabric. And once you have that spot, you pick one knee, it's gonna kneel down inside. And then your hands reaching through or finding the other end. So once you have the other end, you're gonna do a belly flop. So you come inside and flop down onto your belly. I'll usually bring my arms out and just let my spine just kind of lay down like this.
That was the most nervous.
I love how this one just feels on my spine. It's like a good amount of traction, just helping my spine be nice and long. Like a little bow pose, like very, very small for the spine. If you like how this feels, you're welcome to stay here a bit longer. Otherwise, we can take one last pose, and that is our vampire pose. You're welcome to play with vampire until you're ready to take your Shavasana. So flipping around. You would get enough fabric to completely cover up your shoulder as you're laying back. And then covering your shoulders, you can take all the excess to the feet. Hands can grip up to each side, left and right, just an easy grip on each side. And then feet would come up right where the hands are, pushing out to help us rise upside down. No, you made it. Oh, you. So hands up. Yep, just like that. Feet come up, just right above where the hands are. Yep, and then just push out. Oh, nice. So this will essentially be a vampire as long as you guys want. Whenever you're satisfied, you'll go straight to your Shavasana, which is just laying back inside, bring the head back inside, and just lay down for the end. So some of us are going to be upside down quite a bit longer. Some of us are going to be heading to Shavasana soon, so no rush either way. But when either way, wherever we're at, feel yourself again hugged, supported. And that'll be kind of the thought that leads us to our Shavasana sooner or later. It's just that idea of this is what it's like to be so supported. We get to trust our weight into something that's not us and keep on trusting it over and over and over again all through class. And so just kind of breathe into the hug, feel embraced, feel supported. No matter where we're at, no matter what we're doing, just keep that breath flowing.
Namaste.
you.